persuading my character. Seems like more pathways. Anyone here? There is actually someone here, an old mongrel. You look at the figure dressed in rags, and after some difficulty, you recognize that it is an old mongrel. The few exposed areas of skin are covered in horrific burns. Grotesque, twitching appendages that look like a cross between tentacles and umbilical cords are latched onto him. The mongrel gives a quiet groan. Who's there? It's been so long since I heard another living voice. We're on your side. Don't be afraid, old man. We're not going to hurt you. Who exactly are you? I've been here so long I don't remember my own name. I lived in the caves beneath Kenabres, but I was drawn to the surface, so one day my friends and I decided to venture up here. I was the only one who made it all the way, but when I emerged I was met by a pack of inquisitors. They thought I was a demon. Burn the demon, death to the demons. Fire. All I can remember is fire. How blind we are. We judge by appearance when we do not even know what true beauty or true ugliness is. Oh Shelyn, why did you not grant us empathy and insight? Forgive me, stranger, but you seem weak and I don't know how to help you. I think your death is near. Would you like to unburden your soul before it is sent to Pharasma? I will hear your confession. I've been waiting for my death for a long time. I've made my last confession to these silent walls 1,000 times before, and I have nothing else to add now. But thanks for offering. Did Areelu do this to you? Areelu? Yes, I remember her. She took me from the pyre, what was left of me anyway. She brought me here. She treated my wounds. She took my blood for her experiments on mutations. But she went away, and I have not seen her in a long time. Lann, by any chance, do you know him? Lann looks mournfully at his fellow mongrel. No. He's clearly well over 40 years old. I've only seen 3 or 4 mongrels as old as this before. I fear he is beyond helping, Logan Aldori. He might not survive it if we free him. The old mongrel struggles to speak, his voice a low whisper. Better to die free, lad. I mean, both the good and the chaotic options are the same, but I like the wording of the chaotic one. Logan decides to free the mongrel from the appendages. Whoever you are, I set you free. Keeping a living being in captivity is unacceptable. Freed from the appendages, the mongrel slowly, very slowly, rubs his hands. Then he raises his eyes to you. You, Crusader, did you never consider that some of those witches burned on the pyre were the real thing? Lord Baphomet, I offer up this worthy sacrifice to you.
Here comes trouble. Are you still here?
Maybe that's why he's so old, because he has a demon pact. But well, better to try helping than to, you know, condemn them from the beginning. Let's try to hold monster.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Attack, and attack,
Begone, fiend!
and attack.
Stab you or zap you. Why not
I
both?
will resist!
No good deed goes unpunished. Wow, that's grim. But yeah, I guess in the area of the Worldwound it is quite hard to stay good. I think there are many ways that they, yeah, stab you in the back.
Yet another obstacle.
Half-fiend Guardian Minotaur. How can a Minotaur be a half-fiend? Aren't they like full
Your
fiends?
performance is lacking. You are lacking.
Anyway, now you're dead. There's everything full of enemies. I mean, the only person so far we could talk to also attacked us. Ah, there's the Shadow Demon again. Okay, now Let's try to really kill him. So we're gonna focus on him.
Always win.
Good guys always win. Aww. Say that
Eternal Rose,
we don't have to fight him
I call
over and
upon
over
you.
again.
Time to share your treasures.
Alright.
Prepare yourself.
Come on. Huh? Ow. It seems to be scripted that he flees.
Disappear.
Okay, we took quite some damage. Ah, that's okay. Nothing interesting to find here. Everywhere there are signs of destruction, large and small. So let's try to heal up.
Protects us.
It sounds kind of different, right? Or is it because I usually imitate the sound? I don't know. You leveled up. Your healing now sounds different.
I can handle it.
Another very large demon, dead on the floor. I wonder if Areelu is aligned to any demon lord, or if she's just
What's
chaotic,
going on here?
just having her own
I got
agenda.
this. Always be ready for the worst.
So far she just remains
I will
very
lend you my
enigmatic.
aid.
I'm
And a
prepared.
mystery.
I'll defend my dream.
Cover me, all right? Stab you or
Something
zap
over
you?
there.
Why not both?
I mean, just imagine how many people are in those containers. Can barely see them. How many people has she imprisoned here? And then just left. Didn't even care about them. Didn't kill them, didn't free them. Just left.
All right.
The bodies in this murky liquid are likely remnants of unsuccessful experiments or failed attempts to save them. Oh. Just look at this. Ulbrig shakes his head sorrowfully. You know, there was a time when Sarkorian was teaming with Griffins, and now... What kind of a monster cuts off the head of a noble beast and puts it in a jar, like pickles stocked for winter? And people ask why we send wretched sorcerers to Threshold. This is why. Yeah, with our very magical party. Griffins were worshipped as sacred animals in Sarkorian, weren't they? Or just with your clan? Well, how should I explain this? We don't go about faith the way townsfolk do with their temples. You know, this here is sacred and don't touch it, and that there is profane, do whatever you like with it. With a fence between the two. We don't have any animals that aren't sacred. You might think a hare was just a snack with a pair of ears, but gods forbid you offend those who pray to the great hare. And then you have the griffin, a noble and beautiful beast, kin to Avar. But if a griffin took to stealing horses from a village, you can be sure the locals would make short work of it without a prayer passing their lips. Sounds like a very pragmatic way. I'm really sorry you have to see that. Thank you. Ulbrig tugs at his beard. Those demons weren't content with slaughtering the people. They killed the animals too, and the plants, and poisoned the earth itself. Why did they do that to us? Why? Let's move on. Let's just try not to think too much about it. Wait. There may be animals, but it isn't right to just leave it all like this is. Let me at least say a prayer for them. Ulbrig puts his hand together in a ritual gesture and mutters a prayer. Ulbrig's pain resonates in your heart, and before you know it, you're joining him in his prayer. You feel as though the spirit of the long-gone Griffin answers your whisper. Ooh. Something happened. But it looks like Areelu just experimented on and with everything. The inside? Please.
Pretty good, aren't I?
There's another No, that's not a Baphomet symbol. Which symbol is it?
Might be trap, might be treasure.
Or why not both? A helmet. Helmet of Camaraderie. Moral bonus to AC for each ally. Yeah, let's give it to Ulbrig. At least if it stacks with something different. We'll see. Hey, it does. Or not. It doesn't change anything. Ah, now it changed. Guess you have to close the inventory screen. That's cool. So,
Did the world just forget me?
oh, back to your Griffin form. I mean, how awesome to be able to just transform into a Griffin. If you could transform into one animal, no matter if it's like some beast from a fable, like griffins, or something real, which would you go for? Please don't step into that. Oh, that was close.
This is my kind of work.
Ah, that was the demon I wanted to pronounce. Elfishni. 40 level outsider, 4 level mythic.
We'll win this.
Okay,
one
let's
way or the
prepare.
other. The world has suffered enough.
Let's bless again.
Let me help.
Ask nicely.
And let's try another haste. That's always worth it.
I will
Because I
prove
think
my
everyone
worth.
can benefit from it.
Meditate on your mistakes.
Yeah.
Make you feel better.
Attack!
You won't survive. We can rest after this fight.
Let's try hold monster. And I think rocks kind of look like the demonic counterpart of griffins, don't they? The deer is so pretty. Aw, that sounds cool. Guess you can always also be very fast
Can't make the demons
and
wait.
mobile. I think I would go for something flying. Yes, flying is exhausting as heck,
Is resolute.
but I think it would also be very cool to see the world just from above, from a different perspective.
This is my kind of work.
Is that treasure?
I guess that's the barrier, isn't it? Purple fog. Just find more
Damn
enemies.
you!
It's either us or them.
You can handle them, right?
Some of those operations. Oh, this one, the Ulidru, kind of looks like Jerrybuff, the one we met in Wintersun.
See that?
Oh, Whale also sounds very interesting. I think you can see like lots of areas you, well, will never see as a human. It's cool. He's almost dead. Aha, we finally bested the Shadow Demon.
Beautiful.
And we get more elven notes. We have so many of them, but we haven't seen the storyteller so far, so we couldn't give him any more. Here's more of this fog. The magical barrier trembles from the power seething within it. Power which seems hostile, disturbing, and dark. So I guess no getting through so far. Ah.
Pretty good, aren't I?
Received item, dart. There's another way we can go.
Let's see what we can do.
A heavy crossbow of degradation. I think no one of us uses heavy crossbows, so... Oh, Secret of Great Sorcery Crystal. Areelu Vorlesh used these and other similar crystals to keep a lab journal and record notes on her experiments. A pair of symbols on a facet at the bottom of the crystal indicates what precisely has been recorded in the crystal. I think we can also... I guess we can go back to the entrance and use it there. Just have a look here in the last room before we head back. An old letter. The letter's written on the decrepit paper are Sarkorian. Greetings, brothers and sisters in magic. If this message had fallen into your hands, then you, like me, practice arcane magic, disregarding the unjust and ruthless laws of our homeland. Nature has bestowed upon you a gift, allowing you to perform beautiful and wonderful deeds, which are rewarded only with persecution and suppression. Far too many innocent, talented people have been forced to hide like criminals, to live in fear and shield themselves with lies. Brothers and sisters, we have lived for too long under the yoke of outdated and misguided tradition. Enough is enough. The time for rebellion is now. The hour of our resistance has come. Let us rally our ranks, bolster the courage in our hearts, and speak out. Our voices must be heard. Are you not tired of living in fear? Of jumping at every rustle in the night? It doesn't have to be this way. Together, we can make the elders reckon with us. Together, we can put an end to their tyrannical rule over us. Let them accept us and see us as people. Or, if they try to subdue us by force, as before, let them prepare to feel our pushback. We will force them to overturn their meaningless superstitious ban on arcane magic. We will make them see us as people, not as evil witches. We will destroy the cursed prison of Threshold and set free the innocent within, doomed to wretched and unjust imprisonment. We will save Sarkoris, but only together. I therefore urge anyone and everyone for whom freedom is worth rebelling and fighting for to join our alliance. Your brother in magic, Hope. That's cool. That there was at least some resistance. Ooh, and a note from Areelu's laboratory. So I guess it's her note. The commander and his army walk up the high bank of the West Selen River, which draws near the border of the Worldwound. The soldier's feet halt unbidden. On the other bank rises a series of cliffs, too regular in shape to have been formed by wind or water. The sky hangs over their sharp edges and sickening bends, the shade of mercury on the horizon rising to dirty rust. As it arcs above the soldier's heads, it regains its familiar azure hue. Do you recognize that text? That's so cool. It's, if you remember, when we approached the demons before going to Dresden, how was it called? Veskava or something like that, the Veskava Queen. When we went there, we had the book page, and what we just saw in her notes was the beginning of the book page. So it's like Areelu narrating this adventure? Because I mean, she also does the introduction to each and every chapter. That's so cool. I love it. The small things. I don't think anyone uses kukris. I don't even know what that is, to be honest. The room has more life to it than other chambers in the lab, but even here rationality wins out over comfort. So I think that's it for this map. Let's head back. Or, yeah, we couldn't go through here, we couldn't go through here. So, let's go to the main part. Very excited to see what's on that crystal. That's such an amazing game. Run faster. I'm impatient. Yeah, you know what? Let's just directly head back and have a look. Here. I think we can just touch the crystal, right? Yeah.
Day 16. Abadius 4662.
I was kind of hoping that we could,
Experiment,
you know, swap the
transformation.
crystal.
Subject young male. Have
But we took it with us, right?
Objective
We did.
Study the properties of hybrids.
Maybe we'll find at a later occasion something to play it. Ah, one enemy, 100 HP. Bye. Oh.
Desna, guide my hand.
Tip.
Distract
Try
them
to
from
use
me.
our
Make every
resources
strike
carefully
count.
so we don't always take that
Are
much
you still here?
damage. Nice. The battle's over and then the music starts.
All right.
It isn't clear if this breach appeared while the laboratory was still in use or after its abandonment, but the scratch marks and bloodstains around the edge indicate that it may have been tried as a potential escape route. Doesn't sound too promising though. I mean, especially with those valves and the turquoise liquid, it's kind of like walking through a spaceship. Oh, there's another crystal. Experiment the suture. So I guess maybe how she created that specific demon. More elven notes. And expedition boots. Competence bonus to athletics checks and mobility. Ulbrig. Please revert so I can give you some shoes.
Here I am. Will I ever see Sarkorian green again?
Kinda nice that the whole equipment transformed with Ulbrig, because I think it would be very funny if he was in his Griffin form and still wearing a very small hat and way too small shoes, just like single one of the claws or something.
Let's see what we can do.
See if there are more enemies. Or nothing. What is that? A midnight bolt. Those are pretty nice because they just deal 50 points of damage outright, can't be ignored, can't be reduced, can't miss. Pretty cool. But someone on YouTube already said that you should be very careful with them because they have another function. So let's try not to use them so far. Maybe just in very hard fights or something. Reagents. One midnight bolts. Ah. Without the materials supplied by the client, the creation of new midnight bolts is impossible. However, significant progress has been made in the matter of improving existing bolts. The bolts must be tested in the field. The upcoming celebrations of Kenabres may be the best venue for a trial run. Ah. I mean, quite sure we had a midnight bolt, right?
Here we go.
What is that? It looks like the bardic music. But I mean, is there a bard somewhere here? Not us.
Is that a trap?
Where's the trap? There's a trap.
Something wrong?
Be careful and not walk directly into the trap,
Fine.
as I like to do.
This is my kind of work.
Scarberry pie, another recipe. It's a bit weird that you have to take it into your inventory and then copy it, and you can't just outright copy it. Scribble a page from Areelu's laboratory. I know I said that usually I won't read everything we find, but those things seem to be quite important, so I will read them, and I'm very curious about them. The fight for Kenabres marked the beginning of the Fifth Crusade. The next objective is Dresden, once the capital of the Crusader movement, and now a demon citadel. Who will win? It is an equation with an infinite number of unknowns. The finest military minds failed to bring an end to this war, but a new leader now stands in command, one different from all the others. And perhaps this new variable will produce a different result. That also sounds quite similar to something we got narrated by her. But that means probably that she just abandoned this laboratory just some days, some weeks ago. The cave-in looks like it happened a long time ago. The rocks and rubble have been compressed almost into a single mass.